Okay, welcome everyone. You've reached Grandma Mo, and we cover the WNBA games, and these were the games on Tuesday. And the Connecticut Sun, I've been waiting for them to start winning some games. I've been watching them the whole season and thought that they're probably not going to finish in the cellar. I mean, they still may, but there's about 9 games left, and it depends on who they're playing, but they went into the Mystics gym and came out winners. The thing I noticed right off the bat, I mean, it was the Mystics went out to a lead at first, and then Connecticut came right back, so it was like a 2-point game in the first. And then one of the things Connecticut was doing was they were getting a bunch of steals. They were intercepting a lot of passes and knocking the ball away from the Mystics, and that combined with some pretty nice shooting from Sonia Rivers. She was just great. These pull-up jumpers, they're very reminiscent of Courtney Williams. Very nice pull-up midi range jumper. Very nice. But Connecticut has some, as much as the Mystics have some young talent, Connecticut also has a bunch of young players. And this was also Aaliyah Edwards' first game back since she was traded from the Mystics to the Connecticut Sun. And Aaliyah Edwards played a very nice game. She ended up getting a really nice block on Sonia Rivers. Not Rivers, Sonia Citron. She was driving to the hoop, and Edwards was there on the baseline, and she just swatted that thing away. So it seems like I think it's a good fit for both teams because Edwards was not getting that much playing time, and the Mystics were filled with a bunch of bigs, and they needed guards. Connecticut probably needed more bigs. They were filled with guards. So anyway, this was a pretty good game, but those steals in the first half helped Connecticut build a lead. Yeah, they had 10 steals as a team. Good game, good job. So the Sun get the win, 80-69 over the Mystics, and this game was played in Washington D.C. So the first quarter, Washington had the lead. They started out with the lead, and then Connecticut just started coming back. And by the end of the first quarter, it was 23-21, and then Connecticut went on this run, and they outscored them 26-12 in the second quarter. So that's where the Connecticut got their lead, but the Mystics just fell off at that point. And then it was even the rest of the way. 15-16, Washington outscored Connecticut in the third, and then they were even 18-18 in the fourth. So now Connecticut has moved up to 7-27, and Washington has dropped to 16-19. Points in the paint were even. Washington got some more second chance points, but not a huge amount. Fast break points were even. Washington had 15 turnovers, but that was a good part of the 10 steals. 10 of those were intercepted passes from the Connecticut players and then getting layups off of them. So Connecticut got 21 points off those 15 turnovers, and Washington only got Connecticut had 10 turnovers, and Washington only got 10 points from them. So looking at the scorers, he only had 3 players in double figures, but you had a good number of points from everyone else for Connecticut. You had Marina Mabrey with 9 points. She had 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 turnovers, a steal, and a block. She was over 3 from 3, 4 for 10 overall, which it's not a great shooting night for Mabrey, but she didn't force it. Early in the season, she was kind of forcing it, and that's not good for them. Anisha Morrow, she didn't shoot well in this game. She was 1 for 7, but she also had Inksler and Secure Austin to deal with down low, and that's where most of her points come from. So a lot harder to go up to the hoop when you have those tall players there. But she got 4 rebounds out of it. And then Tina Charles, 13 points. She got 9 rebounds, 2 assists. She got a steal, had a turnover. She didn't shoot great in this game, 4 for 11. but it was enough. She was 4 for 6 at the foul line and 1 for 2 from 3. Bria Hartley, 3 points. She hit a hoop and made a foul shot. She only played 14 minutes. Lacan got the majority of the minutes, and she's been playing really well. She was 4 for 8. She didn't hit a 3, and she had 8 points. She had 4 steals. She was the one knocking these passes away. She had 3 turnovers, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And then Nelson-Ododa was hitting some shots right at the foul line. Right, foul line and in. They were hitting her at the high post, and she was just draining those, especially in the second half. So she got 8 points. 15 points. She had 4 assists and 9 rebounds. So very nice game for Nelson-Ododa. Connecticut does well when her and Tina Charles play well. And, they didn't blow this game. That's been Connecticut's. They've had leads before, and then they blow it in the fourth quarter, and this time they didn't. So good for them. She was 5 for 11 overall. And then Sonia Rivers, she is going to be a problem down the line. She's so quick and long. She's got long limbs and beautiful, beautiful jumper. 17 points. She had a steal, 2 turnovers, an assist, 4 rebounds. She was 4 for 4 from the line, and she was 6 for 9 overall. And then she was 1 for 3 from 3. So wonderful game from her. And then Aaliyah Edwards, she was hustling all over the place. She was 4 for 6. She had 8 points. She had an assist and a block and a steal and 4 rebounds. So good game for her. And then Lindsay Allen, 5 points. She had an assist and a turnover. Her assist was a beautiful pass to Aaliyah Edwards cutting to the hoop. Just really nice play there. She was 2 for 3, 1 for 2 from 3. So that does it for Connecticut. They shot 45% as a team. They shot 18% from 3, which is bad. But they out-rebounded Washington 38 to 33. And then Washington, they shot 43%. So Connecticut outshot them from the floor. But they shot a little better from 3, but not good enough. They would have needed to shoot a lot better from 3 to get a win in this game. So, and they were 10 for 14 at the line, 29% from 3. So you had Sonia Citron. She's been playing so well. She's definitely has her hat in the ring for Rookie of the Year. 19 points. She had 2 turnovers, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. She was 3 for 7 from 3, which is 42%, which is darn good. And she was 41% from the floor, 7 for 17. Iria Finn, 9 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. She had 3 turnovers. She was 3 for 8. Again, you have those post players going up against Tina Charles and Nelson-Ododa. So the post players were pretty much canceling each other out in this game. So then you had Shakira Austin, 12 points, 7 rebounds. She was 6 for 14 overall, and she had a steal and a turnover. Jade Melbourne had 11 points. She was in double figures. She was 5 for 6 overall, and she hit a 3. But she had 4 turnovers. She's got to clean up her she's really fast, but she's not the greatest defensive player. I've seen a number of guards go right by her. She's got to clean that up. But she's a young player, so she'll get it. But she had 4 turnovers, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Shug Sutton, she's been pretty steady. She only had 7 points in this game, but 7 assists. She was 3 for 8 overall, 1 for 5. Lucy Olsen had a foul shot. Alicia Clark, 4 points. Madison Scott got in the game for 6 minutes. She had 4 points. She was 2 for 3. And then Inksler only had 2 points. They would have needed more out of her, but she only took 2 shots. She took 2 threes and went to the foul line twice. So that was it for her. Anyway, I don't know what's going to happen if the Mystics are going to make the playoffs or not. They're kind of just on the outside. But there's a number of teams that are, vying for those last couple spots. I think 1 through 5 are pretty much solidified. But 6, 7, and 8 are they're up for grabs. And it's all going to come down to who has the toughest schedule. I think the Indiana Fever have the toughest schedule going forward. They have got some really tough games. I think they're going to drop out of the playoffs. They might not. If they do, they will surprise me if they do. With all the injuries that they have and the schedule that they have in front of them, it's going to be really tough for them to have a better record than the Valkyries, the Sparks, the Storm, and probably the Mystics. So, but I've been looking at everybody's schedule, and everybody has some tough games, but the Fever definitely have the worst schedule as far as them getting wins down the stretch. But who knows? Kelsey Mitchell could go off on her 30 and 40-point games and somehow get them wins against teams that they, on paper, should lose to. So we'll see. But it's been really exciting. It's been a great season. And Connecticut has been eliminated from the playoffs. But, they're going to be playing spoiler. And, they're only a game behind Chicago now in the win column. And I think they're 2 behind Dallas. So we'll see how that turns out. The race for the bottom. Anyway, they've been competitive games, though, even the teams at the bottom. So, okay, well, that's it for this one, and we'll see you next time.